Hello everybody, hope you guys are all doing well. Today I'll be reviewing the film OKJA, which actually came out only on Netflix and had a very limited theatrical release. It is currently on Netflix, so if you decide to check it out after my review, that's where you can find the film. So OKJA is directed by Bong Joon-Ho, who is a very famous Korean director who also directed the film Snowpiercer starring Chris Evans. And we also have this film starring Tilda Swinton, Paul Dano, and Jake Gyllenhaal. So, OKJA tells the story of a big meat corporation named Mirando and the current CEO, Lucy Mirando. And basically, the film follows this meat company that uses super pigs to create meat, and it helps increase their profits. And recently, they've started to use farmers and started a competition to see who would make the best super pig, and the best super pig happens to be coming out of Korea. The name of the super pig is OKJA, and it's been named this by its best friend, a 13-year-old girl played by Seo-Hyeon, and that's the best I can pronounce it. Sorry if I messed that up. And basically, she doesn't know that this pig is being raised for the meat corporation, and it is eventually taken away. And what happens next is what the film consists of. So let's get down to the review. I'll start by talking about the three most important aspects of this film, and that is the screenplay, the direction, and the story. I think all three come together to make this movie, and they come together in very different ways. The first interesting thing about this movie is that it combines lots of different genres into one movie. It's not just a drama, it's not just a comedy, it's a drama, it's an adventure movie, it's a coming-of-age movie almost, and it tries to combine these things all into one movie. Now, if you follow my channel at all, you know that I hate messy screenplays. I don't like it when the movie bounces around too much, unless it's done well. And it's a very tricky thing to do, to mesh several different genres and put them together into one movie. And I think that OKJA does a fine job of it. And the central binding thing that makes this movie complete and doesn't make it feel messy despite going back and forth from many different genres and very different styles is that friendship, is that relationship between that 13-year-old girl and the super pig OKJA, which remains consistent and constant throughout the film, no matter what kind of genre it decides to adapt. And that's what makes this movie, in my opinion, quite successful. The acting in this film is also extremely phenomenal and also helps to bind the movie together a little bit more. Jake Gyllenhaal in this film, man, the guy has transformed himself for this role. He's basically unrecognizable, not through a costume, not through any special effects, but through sheer acting. And so is the same for Tilda Swinton, a very mature and experienced actress who also gave an experienced and mature turn in her role as Lucy Mirando, the CEO of this company. And as for the characters of these two actors, I really enjoyed their characters, particularly Jake Gyllenhaal's character was really interesting, really funny at times, and also very menacing. And Lucy Mirando's character, or Tilda Swinton's character, Lucy Mirando, was a very complex character who had several different layers. Unfortunately, the film is unable to get into these characters that much. Even though the characters themselves have been well written and set up very well, the film isn't really able to delve deeper into these characters. And especially disappointing was how it wasn't able to delve very deeply into the character of Lucy Mirando, who had a lot of complex issues around her, but the film was just not able to get to the point where it was able to deal with the complexities of her character. Paul Dano is also in this movie as a character that I really do not want to spoil because I feel that it's a really interesting aspect of the movie, so when you check it out, it'll be more interesting for you if you don't have it spoiled. But I thought he did a good job as usual. I think I haven't really followed his career much up till now, but I think he's the type of actor that I want to look out for a little bit more after seeing this film, and I think he did an excellent job in the film. Particularly great, I think, in this film was the simple but endearing acting of the little 13-year-old girl who befriends OKJA, and her character, although very simple, had a very straight and simple goal, and that was to be reunited with her pig. And I think that's what really drives this movie. Coming back to my point that the friendship is what kept it constant, was the only constant that kept this movie binded together despite having a jumble of different genres. the reason that the film was able to flow together was because of this friendship. And I really enjoyed the little girl's character because her character did not care about the politics around the pig. She just wanted to be with her pig, and the friendship was really well done, really fleshed out, and that's where I'll say Bong Joon-Ho's direction really shined, is setting up that friendship in a way that was not only believable, but also endearing, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. As for the different genres that are present in this film, I thought that every genre did its part. I thought the comedy parts of the movie were very funny. I thought the adventure parts of the movie were very enthralling, and the drama was quite riveting. And so for the movie to be able to bring those together and for it to be good in each of its own parts was really an excellent show of direction, and I really enjoyed that about the film. I'd say my biggest criticism of the film that I mentioned earlier a little bit too is that even though it's successfully able to set up some very complex and interesting characters, the film moves at such a highly breakneck speed, it isn't able to take out the time to really delve into the complexities of those characters, and that kind of bogged the film down a little bit for me because I was really interested in knowing these characters, and they were being played so well by these great actors and actresses, but the film just didn't spend enough time delving into that, and that was really saddening for me. The director also takes some controversial topics and quite intelligently provides some of his views on those topics, such as food consumerism, which is a very big theme throughout this film, and it's a very one-sided version of the argument, so you should know that going into the film. But I think the way in which the director presented his views didn't feel manipulative. It felt like it was being presented in an intelligent or at least thought-provoking manner. So hats off to the director for taking on a subject that's a little bit controversial or touchy for most people and presenting it in a way that was not manipulative, but rather intelligent, well thought out, and well done in my personal opinion. Overall, guys, I'll say that OKJA is a good film to check out. I think that if the film had spent a little bit more time on the characters rather than moving at such a fast speed, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But overall, I will say OKJA might be worth the watch for you. It is on Netflix, and you can go check it out there. I'm going to give OKJA a B+, and be sure to check out the rest of my reviews, guys, on my channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like and comment and all those different things, and let me know if you saw OKJA or what you thought of it, and I'll see you guys in the next review.